Hi, I'm Clash, and welcome back for some more of Pokemon Yellow, the video game series where I just talk out of my ass for however long I decide to record for. And today we're actually going to head back to whence we came, because I really need the HM Fly, and now that we have the Poke Flute, we can go ahead and get it, but it means we have to head all the way back to Celadon City, I believe, and yeah, so it will be a little bit of a journey here. Shouldn't take too long, but I have something sort of different that I want to talk about today, and I just keep on turning down my game volume more and more because it's a little bit distracting. It's blaring in my ears. That's a lot better now. Today I actually want to talk about a TV show that I found earlier this year that you can probably already tell what it is I'm going to talk about by the title. And that is Breaking Bad. And this is really the first time I've ever done a video, or at least done a commentary talking about something so different. I know this is a drastic change from what I've talked about in the past, where I usually just talk about random channel update stuff. But there's not much to talk about regarding the channel, other than the new Skyrim series has premiered, and it seems as though the majority of you like it, so that's good. And beyond that, I have a few other things coming up, but I've already talked about that in the previous episode regarding games that I'll be playing coming out this month. I have to say, I'm really excited about Grand Theft Auto 5. The more and more I think about playing that game on the channel for all of you, the more and more amped I get for doing that series. And of course, you know, there's other stuff that I have to wrap up, and I'm going to try and get back into finishing some of these unfinished series over the course of the next couple days, and really over the course of the next couple weeks. But I wanted to hammer out another Pokemon video because, you know, getting progress with this series is always good, because we want to finish it in time for Pokemon Y, like I also covered last time. So instead of just, you know, running through the old same stuff over and over again like I tend to do, or kind of do from time to time, I wanted to talk about something different. So to sort of set up the premise for Breaking Bad, I'm sure a lot of you already know what the deal is with the show, what it's all about. And you might even be super avid fans of this particular show. But the general premise and outline for this show is that a guy, an average Joe, some dude who just turns 50 at the start of the series. And I will try to be pretty spoiler-free about this. I'm not going to really give away any major plot details. I'm just going to sort of outline things for those of you who don't know what the series is all about. But it is a very dark series. But anyways, let me just get the basics done here. So it's about this average Joe who is 50 years old. He teaches chemistry at a high school, and he finds out that he has an illness that is more or less terminal. Of course, I'm trying to be as vague as possible so I don't give too much away. This is a particular TV show that I think everyone should have the chance to experience for themselves. But in order to provide for his family, this average Joe, his name is Walt, he decides to go ahead and start cooking crystal meth, which, for those of you who don't know, however few of you or however many of you there might be, it's a very, very bad drug. That's really all I'm gonna say about it. It's stay away from it. This is gonna be one of those few instances where I tell you guys, where I impart some sort of wisdom onto all of you. This show is essentially, I suppose, maybe a ballad, or a by the way, you guys told me to go with Snorlax, or at least it seemed like a lot of you wanted me to stick with Snorlax, so I'm going to do it. I'm going to keep Snorlax on the team, so I will rename him to Trollax in honor of that name, because it seems like a lot of people, or at least one person, a couple of people, I just keep on changing my story here, a couple of you wanted me to name him Trollax in honor of what I believe Seamus calls Snorlax whenever he tames one, so why not? I will honor the tradition set forth, because Seamus, I believe, doesn't really do Pokemon games anymore. I could do something original, but I don't really have anything original for Snorlax, and I do believe I've watched at least one of Seamus's Pokemon series in the past, and I remember him calling Snorlax Trollax, so there you go. All of my other Pokemon have original names, kind of, sort of, right? I don't even know. Let me look here. I want to take a gander. We've got Goku. Okay, that's not really original. Monroe is original. Cloud, kind of. Bowser, not really. So never mind. I'm not original. Fuck it. I don't care. So, yeah, what am I doing here? I'm going to go get Fly. Let's go ahead and hurry up and get this over with. Shouldn't take too long. All I have to do is kick the crap out of a Snorlax, and in order to make this go by quicker, I'm going to go ahead and put Cloud in front so he won't have any trouble. Oops, didn't want to do that. He shouldn't have any trouble taking out a Snorlax. So yeah, he decides to cook a very dangerous, very harmful, and very... What the hell? Oh, I don't need to fight this Snorlax. However, I do need a Sandshrew. I do need Shrew. So, damn it, good job, me. I need him to cut down that bush. So yeah, he decides to go into that's just the basic outline for it. I'm not going to really go into it too much more than that. But the basic gist of the series is it's sort of a not a ballad. That's not the right term for it. But it's a very tragic story full of very, very dark and very horrible things. Really, it's full of a lot of bad stuff. So if you're on the younger side, I really wouldn't recommend watching this show, because a lot of the stuff, not only would you probably not understand some of the things in this show, but you're probably too young to be watching a lot of the stuff that goes down in the show, because it's a lot of dark and very, I don't know, I guess maturely themed stuff. It's really, it's bad. So I know some of my audience, or at least a good amount of my audience, is on the younger side, but I know a bunch of you also probably already watch Breaking Bad, or maybe you watch a show like The Walking Dead or Game of Thrones, and you are all out of The Walking Dead and Game of Thrones to watch, and you would like to find a new show to spend some time on. And Breaking Bad is it. I found Breaking Bad through Netflix, like a lot of people have, apparently. And it was simply because I had some extra time to kill earlier this year. I had, you know, in between video making and recording and rendering and uploading and all of that crap, I had time to really just pile drive through this series. And I really should have gotten Fly a long-ass time ago. Really should have. I could have gotten this a long time ago, but whatever, it's all good. Oh my, you found my secret retreat. Please don't tell anyone I'm here. I'll make it up to you with this. HM2, thank you. And I didn't even have to make room for it, thank God. That's good, but now I need to go get Tweety Bird. And get rid of Shrew. So that I can get Tweety Bird, put him back in the party, and then teach him Fly. I'm not sure how I'm going to deal with losing Tweety Bird and adding Dragonite. I don't even know if I'm going to go through the trouble, to be honest, of trying to get a Dragonite, because that'll take a lot of time. What I might do is just focus on my 5 Pokemon here, and then just let Tweety Bird carry us from place to place. That poor Pidgey. He's going to have some broken wings. He's going to be retiring early for his age when all is said and done. But, yeah, I found this show earlier this year, and it really hooked me for a lot of reasons, and this is sort of what I wanted to talk about during this video. And first of all, I relate to some of the characters. Here's the thing, a lot of these characters become unlikable, at least for me. And the whole idea is that you go from liking the main protagonist, this average Joe, his name is Walt, you go from liking him to more or less detesting him. Of course, some people continue to root for him, but I am not one of those people. Everybody is entitled to their opinion on this matter, for those of you who know what I'm talking about, and like all of the things that this character does, but it involves a lot of change around this main character, and a lot of the decisions and a lot of the transformation of his character is like what hooks people into this show and what makes them just absolutely love it. And that's a big part of why I like the show, because of how much it's taken Walt's character and twisted it from Season 1 all the way to Season 5. They're on the last season right now. There's actually only 4 episodes left before the series finale. And that's sort of why I am here talking about this, because a new episode just came out yesterday, depending on when you're watching this video, but I'm going to be uploading this on Monday, so there are only 4 episodes of Breaking Bad left, and it's really sad that I found this show so late into its life, but I'm glad I found it at all before the series ended, and I can sort of take part on this bandwagon that is the Breaking Bad fandom. I'm sure some people have been watching the show since like the first season, and you know, it's a really like colossal loss for them to lose a series that's this good after watching it for so many years. A lot of shows are wrapping up this year: Burn Notice, Dexter, and Breaking Bad. That's a lot. That is it's a nice solid handful there of really good shows that are now kicking the bucket, or having their final denouement, or however you pronounce that word, their final showdown. But Breaking Bad, in particular, has captivated me, mostly because of a character named Jesse on the show. And again, those of you who have watched the show extensively, you already know what I'm talking about. He is basically Walt's sidekick throughout this show. And, you know, again, I'm being very vague on purpose. I don't want to give too much away, and I don't want to get too graphic about what happens in the show, because, again, it's a very dark-natured show, and I don't want this commentary to just become laden with all the depressing things that happen to the characters, and all the depressing things that the characters do, and all that. So I'm being very vague on purpose, but my cute Pokemon wish to make your acquaintance. That sucks. That really does. I don't care about your Pokemon. But yeah, so I've really, and a lot of people have also latched onto this character. His name is Jesse, and it's basically, I think a lot of people identify with him because of the fact that he's a character that at heart is a very good person, a decent person. He has a lot of layers to him. On the surface, he appears really off-putting, maybe, at first, and a sort of degenerate. But as the series progresses, Walt's sidekick, Jesse, the layers start to peel off, and what you discover is that this person, and it can happen to anybody, it's this person who's good, basically, as a person, and has a good heart, but they fall in with all of the wrong people, make all of the wrong decisions, and do all of these things that result in a very tragic story. And the reason why I identify with Jesse in particular is because I identify with some of the struggles that he's had, and I also have been close with people who have had similar struggles to Jesse. And that's a completely different commentary for a completely different time. But to watch this show and watch his journey, for me, has been the most interesting part, because, again, it's very dark and tragic and all of this stuff, but essentially it hits close to home in a lot of ways. And again, I'm being very vague, but hopefully you get the gist of it. This character makes a lot of bad choices, clearly, because he's in the crystal meth business. Cooking crystal meth is obviously something that I would advise all of you to stay away from. And that's really the whole entire point of the show. All this bad shit happens to all of these characters because they're all involved in this business with this very detrimental drug. And it's sad, but the show, and here's the thing that I also wanted to really cover as well when talking about this show. The writing for this show has never disappointed me. And that has never happened with any TV show I have ever watched in my life. For instance, when you watch a show, you probably get some sort of vibe for where things are going to go. things might be predictable to you, or you might be able to see where a plot is going. With Breaking Bad, not only does that never happen with me, like I speculate all the time with this show with like what's gonna happen next and how things are gonna turn out, but they never turn out the way I expect them to, and I'm never disappointed with whatever direction the writers end up going in, and that is very rare for me. Maybe there are shows where you've had that same exact experience where you've watched it and you've just been like flat out amazed and overwhelmed by the decisions that the writers have made, and they've never once let you down with whatever decision they made for the plot. But for me, that's never happened with any other show. Maybe there are other shows and I just haven't watched them yet. And I'm mostly referring to dramas on that particular playing field or medium, or I don't know, that shows like that, shows like Breaking Bad, shows like Game of Thrones, The Walking Dead, where they're essentially dramas, and the point of the show is to really showcase a lot of interesting stories that really hit close to home, because you either, you know, get really close to the characters and then they die off, or you identify with these situations that these characters have been in, and that's mostly the kind of show I'm referring to. I know there's countless other shows that I could be listing off here, but I'm on exactly no sleep in the past 23 hours or so, so this commentary has been very muddled about and just in general kind of disjointed. That's the reason why, and it's entirely my fault. It's just the fact that my sleep schedule has gotten so bad to the point where I'm uploading videos at really bad times. You've probably noticed that Dumbcraft has gone up at pretty much midnight at the end of each scheduled day when it's supposed to go up for almost the entirety of the new episodes since the series has come back. And what's with all these really rude Pokemon trainers? What are you looking at? I'm just walking here, man. God. I don't know what I did to these people, but they're all upset with me. At least his Koffing is happy. Look at that happy-ass son of a bitch. And for some reason, my Charizard doesn't know any fire moves. I think I messed up at one point and got rid of one of his fire moves for some reason. Whatever. So, yeah, that's the reason why things might have been very jumbled up during this commentary, but it's gotten to the point where I just want to fix my sleep schedule, so I'm staying up throughout the day so I can upload things at a decent time, and Cloud is poison. That's really amazing. Let's go ahead and switch Pokemon then. And let's go with Monroe as fighting type. I don't think he's going to do too well. Let's go with Goku. I just want to kind of roll through all of these random trainers here. So, yeah, that's basically why I'm on absolutely no sleep and all of that. It's all my own fault for just developing this really god-awful sleep schedule. So I'm fixing that today by staying up as best I can and getting all my videos done before I go to sleep, and then hopefully I won't go to sleep until later tonight, but not too much later. Like, hopefully around 10 p.m. or something instead of 5 a.m. I've been doing that way too much, and it's stupid. I highly do not recommend it, unless, you know, your life accommodates that sort of sleep schedule, or maybe your job revolves around having that kind of sleep schedule. Anyways, I'm getting completely derailed here on my my topic, and so yeah, I guess that's about as vague as I can get about Breaking Bad and why the show, in my opinion, is amazing. Just flat out awesome. I wanted to let you guys know about it for those of you who might be looking for a good show and you can't find one that doesn't, you know, make you bored or whatever. I'll admit the show can get a little bit tedious. I felt physically ill for certain parts of this show. Like, absolutely not joking here. Because of all of the bad things that happened, during this show, again, I'm being super vague here, like and just terribly ambiguous because I absolutely cannot stand to spoil a show like this for anybody. Some of the things that happen are just so, like, emotionally distressing that I would sit there and just, like, feel bad. My heart would just hurt because of some of the shit, because not only did I identify with it, but just the show itself was that impactful, and all of the acting, the cast is just awesome. And I'm not even, like, a big show person. Honestly, I'm not a big movie person. I don't even come close to being either of those. Somebody who is really knowledgeable about TV shows or movies. But this show legitimately impacted me, and it's just that good, at least in my opinion. Feel free to disagree. I'm sure there's some people who are watching this who are like, Clash, you're an idiot. Breaking Bad sucks. As far as I can tell, those kinds of people are few and far between. I wanted to buy an antidote, but this idiot apparently doesn't sell anybody. You're a terrible Pokemart. You suck ass. Let me just throw that out there. Little game-relevant commentary here. But that's the deal with Breaking Bad for me. Truly just made me feel bad at certain points because of the show being that good, at least in my opinion, again. And the fact that some of the things that happened are actually... Hold on, I don't want to talk to Mr. Fuji. I want to talk to the name raider. I think he's down here. Or is he? Is he even in this game? I think he's in one of these two houses, right? No, not this house. This house. There we go. Very good. Yep, this is it. Hello, hello, I am the official name raider. Okay. Choji, as good as a name as that is for you, I'm changing it to Trollax, and you can say that I'm copying. I don't give a shit. I'd like to think of this as being in honor of Trollax's memory and Seamus's Trollax, because I don't think Seamus really does too much with Trollax anymore. I could be wrong on that, because I haven't had as much time to keep up with all the people that I keep up with on YouTube. And even though I live with the guy, like, because of our schedules, you know, his sleep schedule has generally been on the complete opposite clock of mine, and he's been sick a lot lately, so that's the deal there. But as far as I know, Trollax has just kind of faded away, and this is in honor and in his memory. So, anyways, why did I just heal my Pokemon? I don't know. Fuck it, who cares? I have no sleep. That's my excuse for this video. And my voice is, like, getting messed up for some reason. It's really dry. I need something to drink. I'm gonna down a bottle of water as soon as this video is over. But now we can finally press forward a little bit more. I got, like, nothing done in this episode other than changing Snorlax's name and getting getting HM2, getting Fly, and also getting something else important, I'm sure, done. We fought a few trainers. That's really all we did. Excuse me. So yeah, I just wanted to fill you guys in on this show. For those of you who would understand the show, of course, I'm sure some people, this might be flying way over some people's heads right now. Like, what is he even talking about? Show about drugs? And some dude who is old and teaches high school? Screw that, man. I'm just gonna keep on watching whatever other show is popular right now. I can't really think of any. Are there any shows that are on, like, maybe... Most shows are on hiatus right now. There's Game of Thrones. I kind of want to do a video talking about that a little bit. Maybe people would enjoy that. I don't know. This is just me testing out something new. New topic in one of these Pokemon episodes to see how people like it when I just talk about random crap, such as a TV show. But yeah, so there's only 4 episodes left, and the last episode in particular, because this particular season that the show's in right now, the last season, so many things are coming to a resolution, and it's just every single episode I'm on the edge of my seat, because I really want some characters to prevail and some characters not to prevail. So I'm seriously on the edge of my seat with each episode, just kind of really hoping this character doesn't die, and telling myself over and over again, if this happens, I'm going to be really upset. And I don't know, that just doesn't happen to me that much. That doesn't happen to me with pretty much any other show. And I think, again, that's because of how powerful the writing is and how good the acting is, of course, as well as the just the fact that I relate to certain parts of the show. And that's, I don't know, it's different because a lot of good shows, like The Walking Dead, it's a great show. It's fun to watch. I think there are certain parts of the writing of The Walking Dead that have really been kind of like, what is this? Why is this happening? A lot of people didn't like the third season finale, and I didn't really like it either. But maybe I'll do another video where I talk about The Walking Dead. It's a fun show. And then there's Game of Thrones, which is also a really well-made show and full of awesome actors and actresses, and the writing is pretty damn good. The fact it hits close to home as well because of how often that show likes to kill characters. And you know, that's something that a lot of shows that are really dramatic try to do. You know, they kill off these characters that you grow attached to. But Breaking Bad in particular, because it's so grounded in reality, and because so many people can probably relate to it due to the fact that, you know, it could happen to anybody. Like I said, Jesse, Walt's sort of sidekick here, what happens to him can happen to anybody who is basically a good person and just keeps making all of the wrong decisions and gets thrown into this lot with all these other very bad people. So, I don't know, I just wanted to do a video talking about this show and how it sort of hit close to home with me, and how I've simply found it a very great show to watch when you have time to kill. And I just wanted to share that with all of you who might not know what the show is about. And for those of you who do know what the show is all about, and you've seen, you know, all of the series, and you've also, you know, watched up to the most recent episode, which came out yesterday, feel free to leave comments in the comments section telling me what you think about what I've said here, and also about the show, of course. You know, let me know what your opinions are, and weigh in any way you can. No real restrictions to that, I guess. You can put in spoilers all you want. I just didn't want to spoil anything in this commentary. I just wanted to be super vague, because for those of you who don't know about this show, I feel like it'd be doing a disservice to you to spoil anything really relevant to the show when you haven't seen it at all. Because I watched the show without knowing anything that was going to happen, and that was really, really fun. Of course, you know, like I said, it made me physically ill at certain points because of how tragic the show can be, and how really upsetting it can be at certain points. But it's really thought-provoking, and it's a great showcase of entertainment and what people can do in general. I think it's amazing that people can make a show like a group of people can come together and make a show like that impacts so many people and generates this massive following. The show has picked up so much traction and has gotten so much attention because of how good it is. And, you know, again, this is my opinion and the opinion of many others. Feel free to disagree. Some people find the show a little bit outrageous and ridiculous with some of the things that happen and find it unrealistic, but, you know, of course, some of it can be a little bit outlandish, but to me, it's all in some way, somehow, probable. Maybe not likely to happen. The things that have happened to these characters are probably they're dramatized. It's a drama show. That's the point of the show. It's supposed to be dramatic. So if you call the show out on being a little bit outlandish at times, would you rather just watch these characters, achieve no growth at all and never grow as people throughout the series? And would you rather have the series not affect you at all? Like, it's supposed to have these things that happen that are completely just out of this world and blow your mind, because that's what the show is supposed to do. At least in my opinion, that's what the show's geared towards. So anyways, this is probably just a huge ramble session on my part, but I wanted to do something different. Let me know what you guys think, and if you have any other random things that you would like me to talk about in a Pokemon episode. And with all that being said, thank you very much for watching. Remember that I love you, and I'll see you next time. Bye!